Chapter 13. Super Blackmail. One thing about being friends with Donovan, it was never boring. For us, boring was the enemy. It had the edge over us. Boring was the school's trademark, and school owned us 180 days a year. Donovan was our secret weapon against boredom. Later, like the time he opened the top of his uncle's convertible halfway through the car wash, or the zoo trip when he tried to see if a human could beat a chimpanzee at a poop throwing contest. The human lost. Sometimes we were there for the event itself. Others we just saw in the aftermath, or rode with Donovan to the emergency room. We missed it when he tried to adopt the raccoon that had moved into the school's dumpster, but we got to go to the doctor's appointment for the rabies shot. Judging by the hollering, it was pretty painful. We could hear it from the waiting room. Sanderson recorded it on his phone, and we play it every now and then when things get dull. But of all the crazy stuff Donovan had done to keep boring away, this super kid business might have been his crowning achievement, because it tossed Noah into the mix. You didn't meet a lot of people who were a genius and an idiot at the same time. Noah was so smart that he moved the needle all the way around the dial back to stupid. Either that, or his mind was far too brilliant to deal with ordinary dumb stuff like life. Donovan couldn't admit he was the super kid. He needed a stand-in to cover for him, Noah. It was kind of a mess that only happened to Donovan, and it really made it worth our while to go to school every day. It was hard to get Noah alone lately. He was always surrounded by admirers. After all, Superman had Clark Kent, Batman had Bruce Wayne, Spider-Man had Peter Parker, but Noah had no secret identity to hide behind. Everyone knew who the super kid was. At least they thought they did. About that, what a bunch of dopes. You didn't need Noah's brains to see that the kid himself had zero action hero potential. He couldn't walk across the football field without tripping over one of the chalk lines on the turf. It proved that people would believe anything, and not just kids. The principal, the superintendent, the chief of police, the mayor. But don't knock it. If everybody wasn't gullible, we would never have this golden opportunity. We waited for the last super kid fangirl to type her contact info into Noah's phone and press it lovingly into his hand. Then we cornered him in the boys' room. "Oh, hi, Daniel. Hi, Daniel." Sanderson started the conversation going. "We're going to do you a big favor, Noah." "It's okay," he told us. "You don't have to. Everybody wants to do me favors now. Sophia Lewin brought me a mini Oreos at lunch today. I didn't even ask for them. I only eat regular-sized Oreos." Nussbaum took over. "You're going to want this favor. It's a good one. We're going to do you a favor of not telling anybody who the real super kid is." His usual innocent, clueless expression disappeared in a hurry. He turned pale, but since he was pretty pale anyways, the color was closer to concrete gray. "What do you mean?" He was as good as lying as he was at cheerleading. "Noah," Sanderson clucked, "you know we know. We know Donovan's a super kid, and you were only in the neighborhood to pick a fight with hashtag." "Nice outfit, by the way," Nussbaum put in, "especially the painted-on boots." "Just imagine how upset everybody would be if they found out," Henderson went on. "Think about the kids. Think about Sophie Lewin. She might want her Oreos back." "She can have them," Noah panicked. "They're in my locker. I didn't eat them. They were the wrong size." "Don't worry," Nussbaum soothed. "Your secret's safe with us. But Daniel here," indicating Sanderson, "you know he loves to talk. Don't freak out. He won't. But keeping something this huge inside is going to be hard, so you'll have to do something in return." "Anything," he promised. "Just name it." "Our homework," Sanderson replied readily. "We'll email it every day after school. You can send it back when it's ready." "Donovan says the classes here aren't challenging enough for you," Nussbaum added. "Maybe this'll help. Extra challenge?" Noah both looked relieved. "Thank you. I won't let you down." We both frowned. Maybe we should have asked him for more. Having a certified genius doing our homework didn't turn out to be as good as we thought it was going to be. Don't get us wrong, it definitely had its advantages, like the fact that we didn't have to do it ourselves, but it wasn't perfect. It was no big deal for Noah. He was so smart he could do it blindfolded. Within half an hour of the end of cheerleading practice, there it was on our iPads. He didn't even email it. It just magically appeared as if we'd done it ourselves. It's relatively simple, he explained. I hack into the school's server and from there gain access to your individual devices. He added disapprovingly to Sanderson. I don't think 1234 is a very secure password. But there were problems. The written work didn't sound like us. It sounded more like someone who knew what they were talking about. Worse, it sounded like Noah, which meant it didn't sound like anybody on Earth. Eventually, we realized we were spending more time dumbing it down than it would have taken to do it the normal way. The math and science went better, except that our teachers were finding it hard to believe that we always had the right answers without showing any work. No one ever showed work because he didn't do any. All that calculating happened at light speed inside that goofy head of his. But the teachers thought that we were copying from somebody else. We denied it, which was technically the truth. We weren't copying. We weren't doing anything at all. But we knew from Donovan's experiences at the academy that suspicious teachers were bad news. Someone had to give. The whole point of giving out homework was getting out of homework, not just doing more to cover it up for the fact that we weren't doing it. Face it, Nussbaum said, the guy's too perfect. How could you get normal homework out of a guy who was so uber smart that it was no problem for him back into the school computer and beam our assignments directly into the memory of our iPads? He hacked into the school's computer, Nussbaum exclaimed suddenly. Sanderson made a face. What a brainiac. Don't you get it, Nussbaum insisted. We blackmailed him into doing our homework so we could get good grades. We don't have to do that anymore. But if you don't hand in your homework, you'll get bad grades. Nussbaum shook his head. Think. If you can hack into the school computer, you can get any grades you want. And a plan was born. The next time we cornered Noah in the bathroom, we told him the good news. He no longer had to do our homework. He looked scared. You're not going to tell everybody about, the thing? Of course not, Sanderson assured him. Your secret's as safe as ever, if you do us this one little favor. I already did you a favor, he protested. The homework was the favor. The next time you hack into the school computer, Nussbaum began, we need you to go to the grades part and punch ours up a little. Noah looked disapproving. You shouldn't want that. Oh, sure, I could give myself an F in English or math, but that would be meaningless. If I get an F, I would have had to earn it. Yeah, but we want the opposite of that, Sanderson told him. A's and B's. It's not going to be satisfying, he warned us. So you'll do it, Nussbaum probed. It's not so simple, he explained. The part of the website has a much higher security protocol. I'd have to create a bot. Bot? We both asked at the same time. An internet program designed to gain access to the restricted sections. Then, with a randomly generated password, you'll be able to enter the site and change your grades yourselves. Although, he added, you know my opinion on that. We looked at each other, and the sheer triumph practically crackled in the air between us. Even though we asked, I don't think either of us believed Noah could actually do it. Not because he wasn't smart enough, but because, it was just too good to be true. Being able to remake your report card was like being given the keys to the kingdom. You didn't have to worry about tests, essays, projects, research, quizzes, class participation, homework, or any of the things that affected your grades, because only one thing affected your grades, you, and whatever keystroke you choose. It was paradise. And it never could have happened without Donovan. They had it right in kindergarten. Nothing was more important than having friends.